Hello makers and welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to be teaching you how to crochet. Alright, let's get into it. So we're going to start with some of the supplies that you're going to need. One thing that you're definitely going to need are going to be some scissors, tapestry needles. I like to keep magnets handy for my tapestry needles because I am very good at losing them. This helps me a lot, as you can see. I also have a tin case for my tapestry needles, which also has a magnet inside to keep them from falling and sliding all over the place. Very good hack, works very well for me. Also, you're going to need your locking stitch markers, which locking stitch markers come in a variety of shapes, form, and disguises. I have a few different types here in my hook set. So yeah, definitely gonna need these. Not for every project, of course, but they are definitely good to have on hand. Notions pouches are definitely a good thing to have. As you can see, these locking stitch markers are in a different pouch. This pouch here is used for measuring tape, which is also a good thing to keep on hand. And here is another notions pouch that I like to use for scissors. Of course, you don't need the embellishment, but I'm extra, so I do. All right. So lastly, we have our yarn and we have our crochet hooks. So, I'm sorry, that's my cat. Not right now. So, the yarn that I recommend is a worsted weight yarn or a bulky weight yarn. And the crochet hook that we're going to use today is going to be a 5.5 millimeter hook. As you can see here, hooks are typically labeled with the size in numbers and or letters. These here are just for examples of what crochet hooks can look like in materials, different materials they can be made from. This one has a metal hook. This one is made from bamboo. This one is made from resin. And this one here is made from plastic. All of these are really good hooks, but I do recommend starting with a really good metal hook because they are typically good with any kind of fiber that you're going to work with. And there is my cat. So if you check on the back of the ball band, it will show you the hook recommendation. And today we're going to follow that recommendation. Once you get more advanced, you don't have to use the hook that's on the ball band. You can use whatever hook that you need to achieve the design that you're looking for. All right, y'all. So let's get into this intro to crochet. All right, so we are going to start by removing our ball band from our skein of yarn. And then we're going to search for the center pull of the yarn. You can work from the outside if you like, but I prefer to work from the center as it makes it easier to continue to do your project without having to wind or unroll your skein. So we're going to start by making a slip knot. Grab your yarn, wrap it over 2 fingers, pull your yarn off your 2 fingers, roll it over, and then you're going to grab the yarn and pull it through and tighten. All right, let's try that again. So wrap the yarn around 2 fingers, pull the yarn over those 2 fingers and into your other hand, turn the loop that you've created, pinch the yarn, and pull it through. And you've created your slip knot. Now you're going to put that on your crochet hook and tighten it down. So now we are going to discuss how we hold our yarn. We got a little yarn barf there, but that's okay. We're going to use all of it. So in holding the yarn, it's really important because this controls how you control your tension throughout the project. I like to wrap my yarn around my pinky and my index finger, as I'll show you here. So I take the yarn and wrap it around my pinky finger and then wrap it around my index finger. Or another way you can hold the yarn is to just wrap it around your index finger twice, which will also give you good tension. You'll find ways that works for you as you advance during your craft. So now let's work on our chain. So to create our chain, we are going to do a yarn over and pull through. Yarn over and pull through. Yarn over, 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 pull through. And you're going to want to move your finger up as you go and slightly pull so that you can keep even tension as you create your chain. We're going to create a chain of 12. So now that we have 12 chains, we can discuss what we've created. So if you notice, there are 2 loops on the front and there is a back bump. You have your front loop, your back loop, and let me get my scissors so I can show you a little bit better. There's the back loop, and there's the front loop. And then when you turn it over, you'll see that there is a back bump, which is what I typically like to work into when doing projects because it gives you a nice, even edge. All right, so let's create the chain together one more time just to make sure that we have this process down. So let's pull that apart and keep 1 loop on there so that we don't have to start that over. And then we're going to start it again. And we're going to do 12 chains. So yarn over, pull through, 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 yarn over, pull through. And don't forget to bring your hand up with you as you go. You can do a few chains, but I don't recommend going over like 2 or 3 just to make sure that your tension stays consistent. Yarn over, pull through. Yarn over, pull through. And now we have 12 chains again. So we're going to start with our single crochet, which is one of the easiest stitches. To create a single crochet, we are going to work in the back loop. You're going to skip that first chain. The chain on your hook does not count as a chain. So skip the first chain, go into the second chain from your hook, and you're going to create a single crochet. Insert your hook through that back loop, yarn over, pull up a loop. You're going to have 2 loops on your hook. Pull through both of those loops by doing a yarn over and pulling through. Insert your hook into that back bump, yarn over, pull through. You'll have 2 loops, yarn over, and pull through both loops on the hook. Insert your hook into the back bump, yarn over, pull through. You'll have 2 loops on your hook, yarn over, and pull through both loops on the hook. Insert your hook into the back bump. You'll pull up 2 loops and yarn over and pull through both loops on the hook. And that is your single crochet. We've created 4 single crochet so far. And now we're going to continue to do that until we have 11 single crochet. Insert your hook through the back bump, yarn over. You'll have 2 loops on your hook, yarn over, pull through both loops. Insert your hook through the back bump. You'll have 2 loops on your hook, yarn over, and pull through both loops. Continue this until we get to the end of the row. All right, I'm going to go through that back bump, yarn over, and pull through both loops until we complete our row. When we're done with our row, we will have 11 single crochet on our starting row. All right. So if you've completed that row with me, you'll now have 11 single crochet. And as you can see, the bottom has a nice even edge, which is why I like to work through the bottom of that back bump, sorry. And as you can see, we have 11 single crochet now that we've completed that first row. So we're going to turn our work, and we're going to chain 1, and we're going to do it again. So we're going to create another row of single crochet, but this time we're going into a stitch. So the stitch is going to have 2 loops, and I'll get my scissors again so that you can see those 2 loops. We have that back loop, and we have our front loop. And this is what we're going to be working into. Today we're going to be working up under both of those loops, that front loop and that back loop. All right, so we're going to go into the loops of the stitch below. We're going to insert into that stitch by going under both of those loops. As you can see here, we're going to yarn over. We're going to have 2 loops on our hook like we did before, and we're going to pull through. And we'll do that again, just so you can see how it is on that first stitch. Alrighty. So insert your hook through the stitch on the row below, yarn over. You'll have 2 loops on your hook, yarn over and pull through both loops. We're going to continue this down to create our second row of single crochet. So yarn over and pull through 2 loops, insert your hook, yarn over, pull through 2 loops, insert your hook, yarn over, pull through 2 loops, insert your hook, yarn over, and pull through 2 loops. And you'll continue that until you get to the end of your row. And then we're going to start on our next stitch. All right. So go through your stitch. And you may not be able to see it well, but there was a bit of a snag. So I'm going to start that stitch over because you don't really want snags because that can create issues for you later in your finished fabric. All right. So now we can start on our half double crochet. I've already chained 1 as we did on our other row. You're going to yarn over now to begin. Insert through that stitch on the row below. Yarn over again. You'll have 3 loops on your hook. All right, so let's do that again, or I'll show you again just so to make sure that you have it. So this time we're going to start with a yarn over. We're going to yarn over and then insert our hook through the stitch below, yarn over again, pull through, and then you will have 3 loops on your hook. We're going to yarn over and pull through all 3 of those loops to create our half double crochet. Let's do that again. Yarn over, go through your stitch, yarn over, pull up a loop. You'll have 3 loops on your hook, yarn over, and pull through all 3 loops. Yarn over, insert into your stitch, yarn over, pull up a loop. You'll have 3 loops and pull through all 3 of those loops. Yarn over, go through your stitch, yarn over, pull up a loop, 3 loops on your hook, pull through all 3 of those loops. We're going to continue this all the way down, and when we have finished our row, we will have 11 half double crochet completed on this row. So again, to start this stitch, we yarn over, go through the stitch below, yarn over, we'll have 3 loops on our hook, we'll yarn over and pull through all 3 of those loops. Yarn over, go through your stitch, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, and pull through all 3 of those loops. We're almost done with this row. And as I stated, when we're done, just like with our single crochets, we should have 11 half double crochet on this row. If you want to make sure, feel free to pause the video and count your stitches to make sure that you have 11. Sometimes that last stitch can be a little finicky to find, so make sure that you push your hook through there really good to finish off that row. All right, so you have just completed your first row of half double crochet. So chain 1 after turning your work, and we're going to do it again. All right, so yarn over, go through your stitch, yarn over, 3 loops on your hook, and we're going to pull through all 3 of those loops. And we're going to do this all the way until the end of the row. And once complete, you'll have again 11 half double crochet. The half double crochet stitch is one of the second easiest stitches, I'd say, in the crochet world. All right, so yarn over, pull through all 3 of those loops. So again, yarn over, go through your stitch, yarn over, 3 loops on your hook, yarn over, pull through all 3 of those loops. Pull through all 3 of those loops. All right, and we're almost to the end of our row. And now we've completed our second row of half double crochet. And as I said before, sometimes that last stitch can be kind of hard to find. So just make sure that you look. If you need to, you can pull it up with your hook. And make sure you get under both of those loops on that last stitch. And then complete your half double crochet. So now we have 2 rows of single crochet and 2 rows of half double crochet. Let's move on to our next stitch. The next stitch is going to be the double crochet. The double crochet is very similar to the half double crochet. The double crochet stitch starts with a yarn over as well. So you're going to yarn over, go through your stitch, yarn over, you'll have 3 loops on your hook, but this time you're going to take and yarn over, and you're going to pull through the first 2 loops only. You'll have 2 loops remaining on your hook. You're going to yarn over again and pull through those last 2 loops. And that is your first double crochet. Awesome. All right, so let's do that again. Yarn over, pull through, 3 loops on your hook. Yarn over, pull through those first 2 loops. Then yarn over and pull through the remaining 2 loops on the hook. Now you have 2 double crochet. Yarn over, go through your stitch, yarn over, pull through the first 2 loops, yarn over and pull through the remaining 2. Yarn over, go through your stitch, yarn over, pull through the first 2 loops, yarn over, and pull through the last 2 loops. And as you can see, this stitch has a bit of height, so when you're working with this stitch, you will typically complete projects just a little bit faster, according on what weight of yarn you're working with. So again, yarn over, pull through, 3 loops on your hook, pull through just 2 loops of those, and then yarn over and pull through the last 2 loops. Yarn over, go through your stitch, yarn over, pull through the first 2 stitches, yarn over, pull through the last 2 stitches. I'm sorry, not stitches, loops. Go through your stitch, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through the last 2 loops. All right, let's get us a little bit more yarn. This is why I like to work from the center. Makes it a little bit easier. So we're going to complete this row with our last few double crochet. We're going to yarn over, go through that stitch, yarn over, pull through 2 loops only, yarn over and pull through the last 2 loops. Again, yarn over, insert into the stitch below, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through the last 2. Again, this is your last stitch. As I said before, sometimes it's a little hard to find, so make sure you locate it before you stick your hook through. And you're going to yarn over, go through that stitch, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through the last 2 stitches, and you have completed a row of double crochet. Alrighty, so we're going to turn our work and chain 1. I like to chain 1 in between all of my stitches to keep even tension on my sides. Alrighty, so let's do another row of double crochet. So again, pull through 2 and pull through 2. Alright, yarn over, go through your stitch, pull up a loop, you'll have 3 loops, pull through 2, and then pull through the last 2. Yarn over, pull up a loop, pull through 2, and then pull through the last 2. Yarn over, pull up a loop, pull through 2 loops, and then pull through the last 2. We're going to continue this until we get to the end of our row. Honestly, I want to say half double so bad. The double crochet is probably one of my favorite stitches. It's really versatile. You can use it with all kind of different things to create all kind of different patterns. You can do so with the other 2 stitches as well, but the half double crochet just works up super fast. Pretty much in whatever weight of yarn you're working with, the half double crochet is going to work up faster than the other stitches. I'm sorry, the double crochet. Double crochet, people. Okay, so we're going to pull through those 2 loops, pull through those last 2. All right. Yarn over, insert your hook, pull up a loop, pull through 2, and pull through 2. All right. You all, we have completed our swatch, which has single crochet, half double crochet, and double crochet. And look at those sides. They are straight. They look great. Our bottom looks really good because we worked through those back bumps. And both sides of our piece look really, really great. We have our half double crochet, our double crochet. You all, we did a really, really good job making a swatch today. For those of you who made your first swatch, great job. And this is what it's going to look like. So let's go ahead and work on our final process, which is weaving in our ends. So if this was a finished piece, this is what we would be doing, which some people don't enjoy this part, but it's not done until it's done. So you're going to clip your yarn off, leaving a nice amount of yarn left over. I like to say maybe about 6 to 8 inches of tail length to weave in. We're going to grab our tapestry needle and we're going to weave in these tails. If you are familiar with sewing, the process is pretty much the same. We're going to thread our needle. And you can use whatever process you like to thread your needle. Sometimes I do use a needle threader to make it a little bit easier, especially if I'm working with like a roving yarn. All right, so when working in your ends, you don't want to pull them too tight because you don't want to bunch your project, but you also want to make sure that your tails are hidden well. So you're going to pull just enough so that it closes that loop. And then you want to go back and forth in several different directions just to make sure that that tail is not going to come out at any point. And I like to go back and forth at least 2 times at the minimum. But most of the time, if I'm doing a project, especially if I'm going to gift it to someone, I'm probably going to go back several more times than 2. And you're going to do that until you feel satisfied with what's complete. And as I stated, remember, do not pull too tightly when you're weaving in these ends because you do not want to bunch up your project. Now, to cut your tail off so that you don't have any hanging, what you want to do is you want to pull just a little bit, slightly tug it, and then cut it. And then you want to even your project back out by releasing that tension that you just created. And that's going to pull that yarn up under the rest of those threads and hide it away for you. And it shouldn't create any problem for you in the future. So we're going to do that process again. We're going to thread our tapestry needle. And we're going to hide this tail just as we did above by going in and out as we go across, just so we can make sure that that yarn is tangled up in there really nicely and that it doesn't come out. Again, pull your piece so that you can make sure that it's not too tight when you're doing this. Once you've completed that, we'll clip off that last tail. And y'all, we got ourselves a swatch here. You all together have completed your first crochet swatch, or if you're coming back to crochet, you have completed a swatch. And it is absolutely adorable. All right. Well, I am so glad that you all made it through that with me. You have now completed your first little swatch with your single, half double, and double crochet. I am so proud of you. Thank you so much for crafting with me. If you want, please like, follow, and subscribe so that you can stay up to date on more crafty content to come. I will have a tutorial for this shawl. This is my runway shawl. It'll also be available as a pattern on my website and on my Etsy. Thank you all so much. You can follow me on any other social media platform. All my links are in the bio. Have a wonderful day crafting.